Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheim and the Legend of Ascension. We are here with the Lord for his final moment in the spotlight. The final Ascension that we have an actual order for. Because we are on Ascension 18, we are looking at the finish line. But before that, we must win with our reward choices at the end of the dungeon limited to 2. That is probably really going to blow, but the only way to find out is to do it. Now, I was debating for a long time about what type of build I wanted to do here, and ultimately I decided to go with La Bomba version 2.0. If you do remember the last time, I just grabbed the people who hit the hardest and threw them in there, focusing around a specific Psychopomp who I do not have this time. And today we're doing something similar. As always, this is my talent tree, because I just love the left side. The left side is so good. It's really hard to build the Lord without, morale in mind, just because he's so dependent upon his soul shard. So let's see if we can grab it all and put it together and have a grand old bombastic time.
Home sweet home.
Now, for a promotion, I was actually thinking about this for a while, because usually you can just go Tombstone, no questions asked. We have Yogg-Sothoth here, who is a phenomenal Tombstone character. But I was also kind of thinking, maybe the Tomb could be good here. Because the Tomb can bring us the Skeleton Warriors, and they're actually going to be very useful with what we're doing. So we're going to try something a little different. We're going to go with the Tomb here, which brings a monster defeated in the dungeon back to life. Yogg-Sothoth still should be fast enough to attack before anyone else except maybe the Shadow. We'll see. But when that monster is defeated, it will summon 2 Skeleton Warriors, which we've learned in our experience are quite tanky. Surprisingly tanky. Now, as always, allow me to name our team, assess our situation, and I'll get right back to you. Our employees. We have Professor Putricide himself, a character who hasn't shown up in quite some time. But surprise, he does have a morale attack. It's not great, it is hybrid as well, but the enhanced trap could be useful. Also, his resistances could be very helpful as well. We have Pojack. The horse face is something we don't see very often, but he does have a frontal attack that applies Terrified, and I thought it could be really useful. Also, his resistance split is okay. His weaknesses are incredibly weakness, though. And of course, we have Bwansamdi, the Baron himself. I love Bwansamdi. I resisted not using him in the past, but we're here. This is our last shot. As an airplane flies over my house. In room 2, we have Papyrus, the skeleton cultist. I love Papyrus. He's going to do a lot of work for us, I hope. Yogg-Sothoth, of course. What is a bombing morale build without the one, the only, the Ghost? And last but not least, we have Morgana Le Fay. Now, this could very easily transition into a demoralization team, but I didn't build it as such. Just let the record show. And one of the reasons I picked up Putricide, beside his helpful resistances, is because I'm also using the Pop Quiz. This is a unique trap for the Lord, and it does morale damage to the front and will ricochet if the target in the front is the hero with the lowest morale, which hopefully will happen, if we're targeting the front with pretty much everybody. We also have the Modified Fan, because I am a fan of the Modified Fan. For our starting artifacts, we of course have the Cursed Eye, which will not be too impactful, hopefully, with our morale build, and the Bewitched Glove as our starting YOLO artifact. Not very helpful, but that's okay. That's alright, we'll get over it. So let's see, can I train 2 people at all? I cannot. So we must choose who is worthiest of our investment. Now, I recall that Morgana this ability gets insanely powerful. But so does pretty much everyone else's. Level 3 is a huge deal for so many monsters. And I say this every time. But that just goes to show you how true it is. Yeah. That is a thought. So Morgana, where are you? You're right here. Yeah, from 38 to 75. Holy crap. And then you, from 35 to 70. See, I told you. There's also boosts your passive, but not your defenses. Bwansamdi. We had a deal. Grant me your power. Yeah, sure, okay. And now it's a bunch of YOLOing. I could have tapped the merchant there, actually. The R&D manager has developed a new trap and seems to be very proud of it. He wants to secretly sell to you for a few golden coins. I probably should have hit the merchant. While walking through the corridors, you notice a monster waiting for a job interview. You could hire the candidate right now without intermediaries. On the other hand, what makes them think they can come in uninvited? Nautilus, huh? Not overly helpful. Let's grab some free tiers, sure. A strange gentleman, the guise of a toy manufacturer, knocks on your door and offers to sell you a range of amusing items. He requests nothing in exchange other than the materials required to make them. A strange and as troubling force physically prevents you from declining. Well, well, well. What choices these are. I would love to pick up the magic purse, of course, like the best starting artifact in the game, hands down. Unfortunately, we have no blood. We could sacrifice Professor Putricide for the protein barrel, which might not actually be a terrible idea if we really lean into the pop quiz. We could just destroy whoever is in the front, which isn't bad. But we need Putricide because we will be down one employee, which would suck. So instead, we'll just be sacrificing some of our life to pick up the Winged Boots. The Winged Boots will make whoever is in the front gain 40 speed, which is going to make some of our characters obscenely fast. In fact, probably reach the speed cap. Is there a speed cap? I think the fastest enemy is 120, so. And with that in mind, with all of our monstrosities, let us go claim a W. But I do want to make sure that our resistances are okay. Yogg might be better suited in room 1. We have no ice resistance in room 1. Alright, I'll bring Papyrus up. And one Sunday? No, we need Bojack, sure. I really want the Terrified in room 1. Alright, we'll bring one Sunday back. Will we? Yeah, okay, we'll bring Bun Sunday back. He hits really hard. Maybe he'll be the finishing touch. Alrighty. I'm not scared at all. Not even a little bit. Maybe I should have been a little afraid. Because our first opponent is none other than Roland the Knight. But what is a king before a god? Someone who just absorbed my first attack. Exceptionally rude. Exceptionally rude. But the Knight is here to attack the front with physical damage. And Bojack is actually going to tank all these very well, so honestly, not the worst thing I've ever seen. Not the worst. Joined by the shitty Shamanin and dealing AoE fire damage could be a problem for room 2, but we'll deal with that when we get to room 2. And the Invoker, the Lesser Invoker, attacking the front with fire and ricocheting if she kills somebody. But we have the Enhanced Trap. This guy is going to cause a ricochet. Boom, shaka, laka. Might as well easy target, sure. Because we have the Modified Fan. You are alive at 2. Go away. Please, be gone. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Now, unfortunately, being in the front means that one Sunday cannot make use of his, his passive, but that's okay. That is alrighty-dighty. He will tank the fire very well, and Morgana Le Fay should cause a W. I told you I wasn't afraid. I was not afraid at all. Not even a second. It's because Bwansumdi's the best, to be honest. Without Bwansumdi... Ooh, Davey Jones. I told you I wasn't going to make this a demoralization build. But when the game gives you Davey Jones... Not Mike Jones. The fuck kind of name is that? Davey Jones. You take it. Okay. About this. Our options are, 1, buy some units. We don't know where the first black market is. We don't. We just don't know. You know what? Let's go buy some stuff. Demoralization build is coming. I didn't want it to, but it's here. And we can't do any of this because the therapist is disabled. I really wanted to upgrade my trap at the engineer, but Gothar demands blood. Quench his thirst, and he will send one of his most dreadful avatars into the mortal world. Show me. Really? Really? Ed, and Eddie is your most dreadful avatar. Okay, just that it is. It be what it be. Now, Davey Jones is an excellent Room 1 character, and I think we'll keep him there. Alright, KT. Well, with our new repertoire, we aren't going to have gold to level anyone either. Money! Well, let's go get an artifact. Well, well, well. What have we here? Santa Claus, This is going to be a very strange room, but the Shadow lead the charge. I believe I mentioned you earlier, Mr. Shadow. And he has 115 speed, which means that he also lived at 1, which really blows. Means that with the winged boots, we can outspeed him with just about anyone on our team. That was mighty unfortunate. Oh, lift, motherfucker. Pirate still went through. The Pirates is still here. The Berserker, of course, the shitty knight, applying enrage to his friends and attacking the front with physical damage, and the Invoker, the dreaded Invoker, attacking the front with fire. So the whole idea there was to just have Davey Jones spawn a whole bunch of people, and we'd move on. And it worked. Now we have our enhanced trap here. But it didn't ricochet because the Shadow has slightly more stuff. Well, okay. Look how fast we are. 150 on Yogg. My boy Yogg. Holy shit. Yeah, didn't blend for that quite well, did I? Morgana will fall, but one someday is in for a good time. One Somdi was the perfect level up. It was genius. It also helps a lot that, like, the second... The second combat has always been after both traps. I really appreciate that game. Well, I've opened a door. The door has now swung wide open. We just picked up Mammon's Bridget's Bone, which we actually can't make use of, right? We can. What it does is monsters that are placed in a group containing only skeletons gain 15 to all resistance and 30 to all armor. Such a thing we can do. We can tap this on, sure. We need soul shards, not tears. I guess we just event collector's event. Sure. While you were congratulating the cook for his dwarf cheek stew, he told you about a recipe based on demons' gonads. Do you want to sacrifice one of your demons to provide him with the required resistances? Required ingredients to increase your resistances. This could be hilarious. I would have no negative resistances if I do this. You know what? Now, Edit and Nettie could actually be okay in this team because they do have the ricochet effect, which is hilarious. Nah, we'll be fine. Hello. These suited-tie vampires are here to collect taxes. However, blood is more valuable than golden coins to them. They could even grant you a monetary compensation in exchange for blood collection, and you would exceptionally be exempted from taxes. Yeah, sure. That's a lot of life I just lost, but sure. I guess I'm going to visit the merchant. We're fishing so hard for a black market. Like, so unbelievably hard. Bojack must go rest. So are we going to do a full skeleton room? We could. We could. Chad's a pretty thick boy. Okay. Why not? Why are you there? Don't do there. I need... Yeah, you swap. Okay. There we go. We have options. Options. I don't know if they're good options, but they are options. What have I done? Here we go! Our first champion, the Fountain of Youth. I was very confused about this one, but our first champion of the run is none other than the Archimage. The Archimage will be attacking the front with ice damage and gaining a shield of fire when we hit him, so that it will do fire damage to us. Now with the Mammoth Bridget Bones in place, Papyrus here is a pretty thick boy. Obviously not thick enough, but he was a pretty thick boy. He was put aside, put into the grave by the sorceress, who is attacking the front with air damage, which we're actually like the weakest against, unfortunately. But the Scholar is also here attacking the front with fire, which has been a strange concoction of things to play around, to be honest. Fire, air, and ice. Fire, air, ice are usually not things that you can get all in one person. So, you know, that's been fun. Loads of fun. Remove your buffs. Nice. Now I'm hoping that we can just Davey Jones everything to death here. Our lovely Skeleton Magus will eat that for free. Ooh. Don't I want some? Davey Jones. Nice. Yahar matey. Davey Jones saves the day. That cleave is really annoying. So who finishes this up, Bwansamdi, of course. Should it be Bwansamdi? Yeah, okay. Remove your shields, so that you may fall before the skeleton warriors of doom. Spunk. Bonk, come on, stun him. Yay! So not gonna lie, when I pictured this, it was more like a shadow that made it through or something. Beautiful ricochet. Now you face the master. Alas, you will fall. That went well. That went well. The Gruesome Surprise is basically a better version of the pop quiz that doesn't ricochet, though. Still, it could be very good. Or Two Bird Stone. I don't remember if this works for morale. So let's find out. And we can finally get rid of the Cursed Eye. Not that the Cursed Eye was really playing a huge part against our build, but, you know, it was there. Actually, hold on. Double business trip. Don't mind if I do. The prank pie, not necessary. Alright, Bojack, go fully recover. The magic purse. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Crab. So we will take this over the Bewitched Glove. The Bewitched Glove is not very helpful for morale builds. Or my build. Or both. Alrighty-dighty. At the Undertaker, the most important thing here, amongst all else, is the Orb of Power, to bring an additional monster back to life. The Jack-o'-lantern, and isn't there one where things don't decay? Yeah, this. So Jack-o'-lantern and Commemorative Plaque are also good, and probably what we're grabbing next. But first things first, the Orb of Power. So we can rest 2 people now. Probably going to the master bonus. Haven't found a black market yet. Kind of, displeased with that. Davey Jones put in so much work he can go. Take a rest. Take a nappy poo. And I think we just run it back. Why not? Let's run it down. Well, this could be dangerous. The poor Amazon. Always the bane of my existence. Leading the charge is the Amazon. Hey, look at that. It did ricochet. Nice. The Amazon will be attacking the center with loads of nature damage, which Chad will eat like a Giga Chad. Farewell, Papyrus. You shall be missed. Joined by the Mamluk, who will be attacking the back with air damage, which, once again, I feel the need to repeat. Not very great at resisting that. Not very good at all. And applying tiredness. Joined by the Hellbringer, attacking the back with ice damage, which will be applying elemental weakness as well. Worth noting, for once, her attack isn't ricocheting, which was actually mighty complicated. But thankfully, we met the requirements to ricochet with that. I thought about putting down Papyrus to enhance the trap, but obviously I did not. Probably just slow here. Okay, sure. Although this team is pretty fast. This is a speedy team right here. What did you do? Oh. Unimportant. With this one stack of Terrified, let's see if we can break her. Morgana Le Fay, it's up to you. Oh, you're not even Morgana. That's why you didn't do it. Disappointing. Disappointing. That's alright. Somebody will pick up your slack. You didn't even get a freaking shot. So disappointing. 170. This is actually going to be pretty tricky. What do? Papyrus is almost broken. I don't have a good air and ice resisting character. Like, the best is this wannabe Morgana, who's just not fast enough. Well, she is. She'll get one attack off. Not worth it. I guess you just take Papyrus. Papyrus, how fast are you? I don't know. 100, okay. Fast enough. Sure. Now remember, when Papyrus dies, there should be some friends. Yes, the delay. Stun. Come on, you can do it. No. You must. Don't one-shot them both. Stun. I missed so many chances. Now, somebody will actually resist this attack. A little bit. Almost. It's right there. How much do you have left? 23? That blows.
You will soon join my honor.
Thankfully, though, he's going to die. Each time he attacks the Master, of course, the Master will apply demoralization. Oh, he lives one turn, though. I don't think that's enough to kill me, though. There was a doctor next week, right? This is a great example of why the debuffs don't decay would be a great thing from the whatchamacallit. I kind of want to L Doctor Order. Thank you, Doctor. And then we train. There are a lot of people we need to train. Why? Where's Bonzemdi? Oh, right. He can't do it because he's... Oh, I needed to move Bojack in. Fiddly fudge. Alright, Morgana. Yogg. Papyrus. KT. Okay. Well, Insomnia and Papyrus being out really sucks. A big one. Oof. But Davey Jones is back. Bojack is back. Alrighty. Let's get some blood. Probably that. That's fine. Plunder. Don't mind if I do. Free monster. Haste for everyone. This is a guarantee injury for 3 weeks, but we get 2 motivation and haste for all hunters. Or... I'm gonna go here. We're gonna try and set a monster free. We'll gain a motivation. Bibbidi bobbidi. Your volunteers have snuck into a prison and left a trail of blood on their way out. They've even found a monster in a cage and have set him free. Bojack is badly wounded. Only 10 weeks of intense medical care. Oof. And we got Vertebrae for it. Not overly helpful, Vertebrae. I guess you're in Skeleton, you can be in room 1. Either we go for the campfire for a master bonus, which kind of sucks for us, or we go for the sacred altar, which also kind of sucks for us, for a monster. I think we're going for a monster here. We'll just use that backup guy. Alright. Here we go. We're going to take a monster. Would you like the good news or the bad news? Because I got a bit of both. The good news is that Team 1 here is actually in a pretty good position with the Mammoth Bridget Bone. The bad news is that the highest morale character is in the front line, which is very rare, but sometimes happens. So it's kind of unfortunate. But leading the charge is the Dragon Knight, who will be attacking the center with loads of physical damage. He applied vulnerability to KT, because KT has the highest of the fire resistance. I remember to read it this time. Boom shakalaka. Joined by the Supreme Nuisance, the Virtuoso, who just killed 2 of our 3 units. Sucks. Dealing AoE physical damage and applying bleeding. Of course, applying dodge to the person with the lowest HP, which will be himself? Or if it's percentage, will be the Dragon Knight. I should remember off the top of my head. And last but not least, the Valkyrie, dealing AoE air damage. This will not ricochet. Feels bad. Here comes the cleanse. Feels bad. It is percentage based. Okay. I have Ed and Eddie down here. I'm not sure if that was worth it, but hey, he's here. Will we live 1 round? It's looking a lot like no, if you ask me. Nope. Okay. I'm scared, first of all. Second of all, I'm gonna try Mammoth's Bridget Bones again. Because why not, eh? Chad kind of lived. $120. Identity is once again not going to be able to do anything. I need an AoE. Ugh. Okay. So Mammoth's Bridget Bone is actually in place here, which is hilarious. She gets 1 buff for hitting KT, who's really fast right now. And she has so many applications of random shit. Let's go, Chad. Now remember, do not die, KT. When Chad falls here, and he will fall, skeletons will arise from the grave. Oh, KT, my boy. This looks familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, this looks familiar. Not a single stun.
You almost had me waiting.
Now, everyone will be gathering stacks of demoralization while we're here. And we might be able to just create a domino effect, I hope. Our resistance is actually pretty good, our armor, in this situation. Situacion that we have found ourselves in. Okay, so the Valk is going to break here. Which will cause that. Which will cause that. Which leaves just him. And his stupid dodge. I lived at 99. I lived at 94. Alrighty. Sacred altars, they blow. Hello, Robespierre. I could use you, Robespierre. Robespierre. Robespierre is actually very helpful to our strategy, especially with the Mammoth's Bridge of Bone. And we want Papyrus and Bonsumdi back. Okay, great. We could therapist. Alright, options. Let's upgrade. We'll upgrade the fan. The fan's gonna be important. So many alchemists. What the fudge? Why? Why you do this to me? Well, let's get some some more blood. Move on. I believe the therapist event is like 22 tiers or something. So what we could do is we can top off our teams here. Okay. Let's do that. 25 tiers. It was close. So now we shouldn't have to worry about motivation for the rest of the run. For anybody. Our roster is such a mess. Such a freaking mess. A trainee has built a burning hot drink on you in front of the blood spice latte machine. Puck my life, let's punch him. Now we do have a champion here. Oh, with the sacred altar. Oh god. We need to make this at any cost. At all costs. Pappy room 1. Edit room 2. I guess... I guess this is the best we can do, right? If we survive this round, we live. We win. If we don't, we lose. Shocker, I know, right? There's a part of me in the back of my head going, just ignore the champion. You don't have to fight the champion. You can skip it. But I ain't scared of no ghost. Me and my 126 hit points ain't scared of nothing. Alright, I kind of take that back. I am a little afraid of a shadow. Just a touch. Because leading the charge is... Sam. I am the Innkeeper. Who'll be taking the front with fire damage, doing all sorts of random buffs and debuffs to himself, consuming them. You know the shtick, and we don't know why he does it. Joined by the Shadow, who will be dealing a shitload of nature damage to the front, dealing even more if his target is at maximum hit points, just like Robespierre once was. Farewell, my friend. And last but not least, the Homage Hagen attacking the back with air damage and applying tiredness. KT is tanking that pretty well. And Papyrus is fast enough to do loads of good work. I'll do the AoE here. I can't believe Papyrus lived. Papyrus is going to get one more turn of being smacked, but then he will fall. And then the demoralization, the 10 stacks of demoralization doing so much work, will be cleansed at the Sacred Altar. Motherfucker. And the Homage Hagen, of course, restored morale, just in case that wasn't terrifying enough. So somehow, some way, I have to burn through all this. Once somebody's going to give it a good shot, then he will fall. But worry not, for he shall once again join the ranks of the undead, thanks to Davey Jones. And then he will immediately fall over. And now Davey Jones will once again fall to the grave. Bibbidi bobbidi, get off my property. Yogg-Sothoth has exploded. How do we stop the Shadow Menace? Robespierre did a great job. And we want, ideally, a skeleton. Okay. This'll do. That'll do. Because KT has a lot of air resist. Right now he has 40. Robespierre survives. Robespierre death wishes. And he destroys the will to live of Sam-Mayan, which ricochets into the shadow. And the Homage Hagen will fall. Look at that. One addition. Robespierre. Work of the Dark Gods. Mahogany. Mahogany. Not overly a part of our plan. Or Trollmere. Consider we are fast as fuck, and we have the winged boot. This might not be a terrible pickup. But I'm going to take Mahogany instead, because I kind of like our artifact setup. Now, we could go to the Engineer, and that might not be an awful idea. But I also only have 176 hit points. So, let's go say hello to El Doctor. We will hit the black market, and we're probably going to sell the Yama, to be honest. Probably. Because he's going to bring in some fat cash. Look at that. Can I sell people who are out and about? Out and about? Doing their thing. Where's the crab? Oh, he's just wounded. He's not out and about. The crab's out and about. Well, that blows. Not my biggest haul ever. Chad has been helpful, mostly. But I think Chad has been replaced. 1100 gold. You love to see it. So business trip. Week 43. We won't be able to take the biggest one, no matter what it is. And the sanctuary could be helpful. Or we could say hello to our merchant again if we think we're going to get lucky. Lucky ducky. I don't think so. Well, thank you. Demoralization for 15 weeks, which is the rest of our encounter. At the Undertaker, we will get what we talked about, the Jack-o'-lantern applying Demoralize to those who enter the graveyard, and the commemorative plaque, preventing the loss of those demoralization stacks. And we can even go for the bouquet of femurs, so skeletons in the graveyard gain more life. That sounds fantastic. This should be the skeleton class of monsters, right? Not the skeletal warriors. I mean, it should affect them both. I don't think I want to plunder. I could. Do I feel like gambling with... You know what? Let's do it. Okay. I was hoping it pulled Yogg so often so I could do something like this, but we'll be going with the Redneck Village. Low chances of everything. Sounds great. Your volunteers have organized a dance party involving several bonfires, a few happy murderers in the village. During the plunder, Kael'thas was hurt and will need to rest for 3 weeks. Kael'thas, really? Really? I will upgrade both. Sure. And we have plenty of blood for such this occasion. 170. Yogg-Sothoth. Papyrus. Robespierre. KT. Putricide. Morgana. Give her more hit points. And now we're broke. We're broke again. My, how quickly money flies. So we probably want to go for this artifact here. To replace the magic purse. Because week 43 is the end. We don't need a magic purse anymore. Or I could go get a trap here and use the magic purse to upgrade to the modified fan to level 4, which I think is actually what I'm going to do. Screw it. We are probably going to have Yogg asleep. Just because I don't want him to roll -2 motivation and then be missing for the final encounter. That would be an absolute tragedy. But the rest of these friends I think we're going to take. Alrighty. Room 2 is sketchy as hell. We'll bring you back, Bojack. Alright. Let's get her done. A trap. Alrighty-dighty. This should be okay, actually. It should be. Leading the charge is the Templar, who will be attacking the front with air damage and applying vulnerability. We're actually pretty resilient against air, kind of across the board, so that could be good. And it's also good because she is joined by the Mamluk, who will be attacking the back with air damage and applying tiredness. Putricide doesn't really care. But the minor complication on top of all of this is the Hellbringer, who is attacking the back with ice damage and has a really weird trait where she attacks everybody, for reasons unbeknownst to me. So, that sucks. In fact, that will cause many a death, many a collapse, a fall of our skeleton. That's okay. Farewell, Papyrus. The Mamluk restoring morale, which is rude. We do have our enhanced trap here, which should ricochet. Yep. Not very enhanced, is it? I bet someone's already like... someone's been like, you know, Fable, enhanced trap doesn't affect morale damage. That's pretty bullshit. You should know that by now. How long have you been playing this game? A very long time. But even I don't remember all the ins and outs and interactions and intricacies. To be honest, even if I've been playing for like years, I wouldn't remember them all. One Someday is gonna fall, so I thought I'd apply Terrify. Just why not? More damage. Oh, the Terrify went away. Alrighty. Papyrus? Pappy? Come back to me? Sure. You know, if I had to put Papyrus in the back, he would be applying terror with every attack. That's a thought. Yeah, well. That's fine. You live. Could in the AoE, but we're good. We got it. By golly gee. Stun. Stun. Have I hit any of these stupid stuns today? Our first skill. Wow. Boo, these both suck. I hate the yes mother trap. I realized how it could be good. Oh, I don't think I can upgrade my stuff. No! We rolled really low on the money. To be fair, I would have had to roll like max to get level 4 modified fan. Oof. Punished. Money. During a break, you played the famous fantasy role-playing game Houses and Humans with your employees. They've learned an awful lot about themselves. Okay, fine. Level 2, Davey Jones. Kelthos. I'm not touching the event in case it's something bad. It could be something good, but, you know, if it's like the hairbrush thing, we're screwed. Okie dokie. The final combat. The grand finale of Ascension 18. I went in with a Bomba build and came out with a skeleton/demoralization build. Funny how fate works, isn't it? But let us see if fate smiles upon us for our final champion. Ruh-roh Spaghettios. Our... Ooh, this went well. I like this. Our final champion is none other than Miyamoto, the samurai. We'll be taking the front with air damage, applying air weakness, and if your target has negative air resistance, it shall ricochet. Farewell, Putrid-san. You serve the dark gods well. He is joined by the knight, but what is a king before a god? King Arthur is here to buff his friends, which is exceptionally rude. And deal loads of physical damage. This is probably going to kill us. Yep. And part of this major complication is the Enchanter Merlin. Merlin, of course, ricocheted that entire team, or excuse me, shuffled that team, and it actually worked out really well. But Merlin is doing AoE nature damage and applying elemental weakness, which is making the samurai hit infinitely more harder. It's very rude. This is where I'm going. Get rid of that enrage. Fuck you. Well, Room 2 was ready. Room 2 was fucking ready. And even now, look at that. Yogg-Sothoth has positive air resistance. We removed the enrage with 170 Delore or De. And now, he claims his prize. This was really easy. I was a little concerned, but hey, GG.
Look at this. Congratulations, Your Majesty. The kingdom is ours.
Man, Blanc-Samedi is so good.
Now I have a nice load of bodies for my army.
123. Oh yeah. This is why you always go skeletons.
While you're at it, give my armor a polish, will you?
Because you can always just
Brings
fall back
experience.
on Mammon's Bridget Bone. And you're going to have a good time. You are not going to go wrong with Mammon's Bridget Bone. But that, my friends, was Ascension 18. Next up is Ascension 19. Master's regeneration per week reduced by 25% for a 50% reduction total, which means spending my health like crazy is not going to be the best idea in the world. We almost died for doing it this round. But will we fall next week? I don't know. So with everyone's round table complete 3 times, you might be wondering, who is the master for Ascension 19? I thought about it long and hard. And there was always just one obvious choice, wasn't there? The OG himself, who I can't click on because I'm in this menu.
Torture? It's a passion.
It's going to be the slaveholder Mog. of course, it has to be. I don't know why I ever doubted it. We're going to be running with one of my favorite builds for the Slaveholder, the Morale build. I don't think it's going to be a Demoralization build, but the Slaveholder, of course, can buff his friends, has a special unique trap that I love, and we're just going to go crazy. We're going to shatter the Mortal Soul, just like we did in the very first Legend of Keepers video that I ever did. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Brace yourself for the nostalgia next time, as the Slaveholder runs down Ascension 19 with no care in the world. I hope. Thank you to the patrons and channel members who support the channel. I greatly appreciate you, and I will see you all next time for the OG to claim his crown. Bye, everyone.